I don't know if we're able to stand on these two trajectories. First, let me recognize the ingenuity of the writer, his astuteness, his great insight, and his contribution to journalism. At this note, I will equally want to say he draws some parallel lines between my principal, the governor of Bauchi State, who himself is a journalist, but a journalist of distinction. We have journalists and we have journalists. We must tell ourselves the truth, whether your journalism is tailored towards balancing stories or you want to declare yourself as a partisan journalist, as has been very elaborately told to us by the book reviewer. Ike is a man of personal discipline, characterized by intrepidity, selfless, dedicated to his profession. And that's only how you can challenge status quo the way and manner he has done in the collection of these books. And I say he draws that parallel line with my principal because we all know him. He's a man who fearlessly at all times stands by the truth, presents the truth very nakedly as they are, without recourse to whose ox is God. Here is where I say if you want to take on this on this aspect of my own personal narrative, don't credit it to who I stand in here for. Unfortunately, and very, very unfortunately, in the last couple of years, we have had a breed of journalists practicing journalism under the cloak of envelopes. And so they are called to build national narrative along falsehood based on who pays the piper. He who pays the piper dictates the tune. Until we get away from this and begin to prioritize national interest, prioritize national stability, prioritize cohesion and what we have coming for us as a nation, until we begin to demean servicing the deep pockets that we always put in all our wears, call it trousers, call it agbada, in pursuance of our profession, particularly the present day journalism. It's only then that narratives can be dedicated. Only then can we have journalists that will stick to a particular line of thoughts, advance on it towards national building. And so, over time, we had a lone voice in the wilderness in Ike. But I want to believe with a review today and believing that outside the 1, 2, 3 roles that we have in this room, we have a handful of journalists. Today's book review, today's publication is supposed to challenge whatever position you had hitherto taken before now. Permit me also to make an observation on the very eloquently the lecture of today, How Did We Get Here? On the final page, the secularity of the nation must be respected. These irreducible minimum conditions are not negotiable. If it does not happen, we will have no alternative but to go our separate ways. An unwanted threat. This does not do the country any good. Not from the age, particularly of those that this country served most. I was speaking with the writer a couple of hours before we came to start this program, and he himself and myself agreed that our generation benefited most from this country. Some of us, 10 years below me, were still lucky to be in the university when meal tickets were only 50 kobo, and you had half a chicken as what accompanied it. with no school fees, free accommodations and everything. And so in the act of nation building, there come a time that truly it becomes utmostly challenging. That crossroad is where we are today. And that crossroad calls for greater dedication and commitment, not seeking separation. That's why I differ with this your position, sir. And I see you a nationalist, a great elder. That which you propound is a doable thing, even if it takes 20 years.